What's going on, family? Just gonna be doing some market analysis real quick. Pretty much done trading for the day. Market has been open for about an hour, so we're just gonna check out something that I'm watching for this year and potentially or some sectors that might do well, in my opinion. So first we're going to start off with the energy sector. And as you can see, man, this thing has been consolidating since 2022. So it's just been consolidating at this level, and it finally breaks. So the target will probably be the highs, all-time highs around $101. So oil prices continuing to kind of rise, so energy is doing very well. The energy sector will probably test these highs within this month. So this is what I'm watching. I'm expecting to do well within the next coming month and a half, 2 months. So energy looks well. And we got gold. So I'm expecting gold to outperform this year because of what's been going on with the prices fluctuating, and then this thing never breaks out. So what I'm watching now at this point, as you can see, we broke all-time highs. We consolidated since 2020. So this thing consolidated since 2020. This thing has been consolidating sideways at this level, at these all-time highs. So I'm expecting a nice push up. The target would at least be $231, or for the index it'll probably be 2,300, something like that. But I'm not sure, but I gotta double check. But I mean, it's broke out, so it consolidated since 2020, and we're finally breaking out. So at the least, target would be a measured move of this leg will push them up. So if we measure in this consolidation area, we're still gonna get a nice push up. So it doesn't matter where this thing goes, we know it's going to outperform. It might be very slow, honestly, but if you look at this chart, you can see we are breaking out, man. We got high volume, we got all the good news, the things that's happening over in other countries is pushing this thing up as well. So gold is something to look into, man. Then we got semiconductors. It's probably my favorite sector right now because I'm constantly gonna be watching this. As you can see, if we kind of zoom out on this thing is just on a rocket ship. So I mean, there's no telling where this thing will stop. I mean, it can keep going and going and going for the next 2-3 years. But I mean, of course, would have pullbacks. But I mean, semiconductors are going to do well. You can just buy this sector, do your own research, of course, but I mean, this is going to do well. So the chips and everything. Then we got the tech sector, NASDAQ, and you can see today the price action is just absolutely crazy. So we could potentially close this gap up here. Yeah, so this is what I'm watching. If we get a push through this zone, we're probably going to close this gap up here at 1829 on the day. Probably have a little pullback before we blast on up, but tech sector doing well. And the S&P, they definitely will do well. As you can see, this thing is just continuously pushing up higher and higher and higher. So I mean, it's just slow grinding up. Every time you try to short it, it just grinds up, stop you out, and then it consolidates. So this is looking good long term. Price action is pretty choppy. I hate when it's like this, but I mean, what can you do? So same thing with them. They are, price action is aggressive today, so we might get a push up to close this gap as well. So yesterday, pure chop. Today, we got a rally day. So, you know, it pays to be patient. So if you didn't trade in yesterday, kudos to you. Today was a perfect day to trade these breakout levels. They had a pullback when you could have entered. It was just perfect price action on the day. So days like today, it pays to be patient. So another thing I'm watching is Apple. Apple has the weirdest price action I've probably ever seen, like this year, besides Tesla. I mean, this is just ridiculous. What they're doing with this stock, it doesn't make any sense. We consolidated for since 2000, and we've been in this price level since, I mean, what year is this? Let me see. This is back in September of 2021. This thing has been in this price level ranging from 176 to 136. This has been in this level since 2021. We finally break out. We coming back inside the range, which makes no sense. So this price, I mean, if we do have some type of drawdown on Apple, I mean, I'm expecting to come all the way back down here to 137 at least. We could have some final support around 150 on Apple, but I mean, the price action is just horrible. You can't trade this stuff. I mean, they just go sideways, chop, go down, chop, chop. I mean, every day is like this. They'll go up, pop up, they'll chop, come back down, go up, chop. This has literally been a price action for the entire year so far. Just been horrible. I mean, long term, it look okay, but I mean, to trade this is insane. And Tesla as well. Just gonna check out Tesla real quick, and I'm gonna let you guys go, man. Tesla is, they had some news as far as their deliveries came in under estimate. It's extremely lower than what they estimated. So this stock is just same thing as Apple, man. I mean, break out of this range and we consolidate. Now we're in this weird downtrend on Tesla beneath all the moving averages on the daily and the weekly time frame. I mean, in a downtrend again, in a smaller downtrend, and the price action is weird. I mean, they push up above these levels, and then yesterday they gap all the way down to 162. Entire gap from 172 to 162. Then we get this chop, and then they come down, push back up. This is horrible price action to trade, man. I mean, you are able to trade this nonsense, kudos to you, but I know I can't mess with this. As you can see, we just continuously making lower highs. We broke down from this channel. Now we're down in a smaller channel, just swinging lower and lower. So 200 days up here to about 230 bucks. So I mean, we at least got to get over that before we get some type of bullish movement. But right now, this is just, the target seems to be $112 for this stock. Like, that's where it seems it wants to go, back down to 112 bucks. But if it does get down there, probably get bought up. I'm almost 90% sure this thing will get bought up down here at bucks. So see what happens with Tesla, man. Who knows at this point? This market is all over the place, but that's what I got on my watch list. You can check it out for yourself, man. I'll see you guys definitely in the next one. So, yeah, man.